We've not seen a time in this world that we have lived till now wherein we don't have food on our plates. If we lose the basic need of our very existence, which is food and water, we don't pay enough attention to this very fact that it's becoming to a point wherein if soil is lost, we lose the food, the water, just because we don't realize that the food on our plates, it doesn't come through Uber Eats or through any food application. It is coming through soil. We have to understand the importance of the richness in the soil. We don't add richness to soil by plowing the field. If there was enough organic content in the field itself, on the lands itself, there was no plowing required. We need to plow it because we get trying to add oxygen to it, and required water can be easily balanced out. But the organic content was, if it was there, like in the forest, it is to that extent it's not required, and we can see how the forest grows. But once we lose onto that organic content, we lose the soil richness. We are calling out for our own extinction. It's not that soil that is going extinct, it's who we are. We are going extinct. Just imagine if there's no soil. When I'm saying soil, I mean soil, not as sand. There's no soil, there are food shortages. If there are food shortages, people will lose their humanity. They will forget about it. They will forsake it. When there's unquenched hunger within us, I need food at that time for myself and my family. I will go to any extent to get that food from you if you have it over there. Irrespective of who I am, I forget that. At that time, my construct of my personality will collapse because I need the food at any cost. And we don't understand this, that this can actually happen. Food on our plates, it's not something that is going to be always present. We are living in that denial that it is always there, it can always be gone. Just because we realize that still we have proper supply of food chain in the market, proper amount of water for our survival, it would always remain that. It would only be remaining in that way if we are giving the things back to earth what it needs. We are taking more from the earth in a compulsive way of action that we are doing. In the compulsive mode we just taking things from earth. There's a requirement of something to be given back to earth as well. If we don't do so, we are heading towards our own extinction. It's not that soil is going extinct. The planet will wipe us out in the ways we have not imagined, be it me and you, or people around us kill each other. These are the ways the the planet as our organisms would actually wipe out its own illness if we don't actually understand that we have to function in a holistic way, like our body does it with the planet itself, or else we are seeing the destruction in this moment. It's just me and you probably are not yet impacted, but there are people in the world who have seen famines in the past. If we see it now or in the coming years that are still ahead, we are calling out a disaster which we have called out with our own compulsive mode, wherein we are taking everything from the planet, every resource possible, and we have not even given a crap to put the same something that it needs back. Putting the fertilizers, the chems over there in the soil, in the lands, it's just like we are adding pills to it that we do to our bodies. But we also need food, not just pills and chems. We cannot survive only on pills and chems. If we are to bridge the gap for nutrition, we need food too. But the same thing, we don't think about soil. We think about soil as an inert material where we can put something to it. And this is a conditioning that we had always. that our minds are conditioned in that way. We'll put some chemicals to it, it will pop out the food out of it. But we are slowly, it is getting degraded. Like if we continuously take pills, we won't die in one day, but I mean slowly and steadily our bodies will degrade and deplete. The same way it's happening to Earth. Obviously, it's not happening with that sound wherein we can perceive that sound that yes, Earth is perishing, planet is perishing, the soil is depleting and dying. It won't make any sound. It would be a soundless disaster, which would lead to times wherein there's no food for us and people will forsake their humanity and will kill each other for food, whatever is left. Because that is what we have learned, to take things from planet, from people. This is the unconscious pattern that we have followed. I have followed probably, yes. Unconsciously, I'm not a conscious being. So what we are doing it, and for our own well-being and happiness, we are trying to extract and suck everything possible from the planet and hardly giving anything back to it. All we try to give is some chemicals back to it for it to be alive again, but it won't be until and unless the richness is added to it organically, which is through animal waste and plant waste, which has to be there. There's no other way. We have to make sure we take any sort of actions on this cause. If we don't, forget about and if someone actually asks you for any proof, uh, yes, there are proofs to it, but the living proof is our very own body and the very own soil. You can be in touch with the soil and see. It will give you the proof itself. But don't, because we are in that mode that we always need a study. If I actually say any statement wherein I just add the word that US studies show, and our minds are conditioned that in that way we will be actually buying that shit more. If the earth or the planet is trying to tell something to us, and the sound we cannot listen, but we have to listen to it in all the ways it's trying to scream. Only when a study states that okay, it's been studied that we only have 50 years of agricultural soil left, only then we'll be waking up and to this fact that yes, it's going extinct. We have to wake up to this fact that the planet is screaming. It's in deep agony and pain. If we don't listen to it, we will be going through that same pain, because we are just nothing but the same piece of this planet, the same piece of soil. If planet goes through pain, if the soil goes through pain and agony, we are walking on the same path because we are the same soil. We'll face that too. So let's make a turnaround, be it how much compulsive mode we have been in extracting and sucking the well-being out of the planet. Now it's time to give something back to it. So save soil, let's make it happen.